I'm going to start this video by clearing up something that somebody asked me about last time. And they asked why cross comb or the burr comb was bad. And it's not really bad. It just makes it easier for beekeepers to manage the hive if they don't connect the frames to each other. It allows us to pull the frames out easier, and we can get in and out quicker. It doesn't really hurt the bees at all to have a little bit on there, but it is kind of a management thing that it's easier to handle. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we will be opening the hive and doing a hive inspection to make sure the queen is laying and everything's going well from the package install. So some updates throughout the week. It was pretty cold this week, so I didn't open the hive too much except to feed the bees, and I did one check on Thursday evening when it got up above 60, which after doing so I didn't see that the queen was laying, which is not a great sign. It means it had almost been 2 weeks without the queen laying much brood, so I'm going to check today and see if there's brood. After I figured out the queen wasn't laying as I was hoping she would, I spoke to another beekeeper around the area, and he suggested doing a check today, and then checking back in a few days as well. And if she still isn't laying, possibly re-queening the hive, which would mean buying a new queen, getting rid of the old queen, so would be disposing of the old queen, and then getting a new queen and reintroducing her to the hive, hoping she takes. So we'll go through and I'll make sure there's either brood in here or not. So one of the things I noticed last time I was in the hive was that pretty much all the frames either had honey or pollen in them and not brood, which was the concern for me. So today I'm going to check and see if that's still the case. And if so, after speaking to the other beekeeper, we determined that it'd be a good idea for me to pull some of the frames that were honey and nectar and pollen up into a second box and add some frames that already have comb drawn on them in for the queen to have some space to lay. Now, he suggested waiting until Wednesday before doing that. That is all pollen and honey. If you look here, I don't know how well you can see it, but all of these have honey in them. It's uncapped. All of it's, that liquid in there is honey. It's all uncapped honey. So they're making a lot of food. And my only question is there any brood in here? Which is what we're looking for, capped or uncapped larvae, which would be, either one would be a win for me right now. That's, I don't know. Not seeing a great pattern. There's some, that looks like capped honey. Not brood. Not seeing the queen right off the bat. So a lot of people not seeing the queen right off the bat, but I'm going to do a thorough inspection and see if I can find her. There we go. There's some brood and there's larvae. Alright, so on this frame, right in the center here, where all the bees are, there's quite a bit of brood, and there's some larvae up in these top corners. Well, not the top corner, but kind of on the corner of where the brood is. So I am seeing some brood and quite a bit of larvae. So I think I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to let her go. I don't think I'm going to need to replace the queen yet. That hasn't been the strategy yet. But I am going to move some of this stuff out that has no comb on it and give her more space to lay. Looks like they're drawing this out, so maybe I won't touch this. I'm not going to touch this one, but this next one, I believe, this one I can take out. So this frame here has virtually no comb on it. Oh, there's a little on the other side. But I will move this out. I'll replace it with a frame that's got quite a bit more comb already drawn on it. This is a frame that's already got comb drawn on it. So I'll put that one in there instead, so that they don't have to do as much work to get it started. I'll leave that up there until, I'll leave that other one out until they start needing a second box. I did see some brood. Bees, get out of the way. And that's virtually all honey. That's not good. I'm not seeing a whole lot of brood. Just the one. I'm seeing quite a bit of honey though. But I didn't see the queen, so that's another. Okay. It's all honey. Alright, so let's set these back together. I'm not seeing the queen, which... There she is. Alright, I see the queen. She's in there. She's doing alright for now. Be very careful with this frame. I don't want to squish the queen. Okay. I'm actually going to push this frame over. We'll give them some good frames of this one's got quite a bit of comb drawn out on it, so I'll insert that one in there. And this frame, it's got one good side. This one's got two good sides of comb on it, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there as well. Just trying to make their job as easy as possible for now, so you don't have to make as much comb. Alright, so I saw the queen. I saw that she was laying some brood. There was some larvae, there was some capped brood. Not a whole lot, but there was a good bit that I'm not too worried about it yet. Unfortunately, my design here using sticks didn't work as well as I thought it would. There's quite a few dead bees in there, and I think what I'm gonna have to do is revise this to have a straw mat instead of the sticks that are in there. So before I refill this, I'll replace all the sticks with straw. Close it back up with the super again. I don't want to give them another deep yet. The bees need something manageable that they can defend, and a super on top of this is just that. If I were to add another deep on top, I think it would be too big for them to defend, and that would prevent growth because they'd be worried about guarding it the whole time, or they'd be robbing it. I'm not sure there's much robbing this early in the year. Anyways, I don't know if they could defend the hive if it was much bigger than this. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video. If you'd like to see more content just like this, consider subscribing. Thank you, and have a great day. Look at all the bees coming in with pollen. Man, that's awesome. See them all landing with pollen on them. That's awesome. All right.